Good afternoon. Then you're okay, Miss Tulani?
Yeah, I'm okay.
How was the weekend?
Good.
Okay,
But
good. Okay. What did you do? Did you do anything interesting? Or is this weekend quiet?
I just stay at home.
Okay, okay. Nice. Right. So that's fine. And you don't work either. Did you study? Did you do some revision on your work from your previous, or
I look into the what we call it assignment.
Okay. No, so today is Monday. We'll welcome to another session of customer relationship management. Okay, and today we're going to be looking at the LO4, okay, which is the last of the 4 learning outcomes, right? So the 4th learning outcome is to do with your how to monitor and communicate the customer service, levels of customer service. Okay, so checking whether your CRM is working or whether it's not working. So this is and how effectively they are working or they aren't working. Okay, so this is the things we're going to look at today in LO4. Okay, so typically what it involves different types of surveys or different types of observations or ratings, or you need to look at some kind of data analysis or any kind of standards or benchmarking. Okay, so this type of measures, you need to look at key performance indicators or KPIs. And how to improve those KPIs and what do you do with them. So this is the thing, and we're going to look at today. Okay. So so we will be using KPIs. We'll be using or looking at the specific using specific matrices to measure the quality of customer service. Common KPIs like satisfaction scores or net promoter scores, or resolution time, or the response time, and so on. Okay, and then looking at the customer feedback channels through which they communicate to the businesses, like online surveys or feedbacks or reviews and customer support interactions. So these types of things. Okay, and how do we implement this CRM software? And we need to look at the live chat, or the customer service software like live chat or help desk, or things like this. All right, so we must want to make sure that these customer surveys or feedbacks or the strategy that we're going to be using in the LO4 in customer review and monitoring are we want to make sure that these policies and these practices are regularly reviewed and regularly addressed, regularly issued. Problems like training and the communication, and we want to make sure that they are continuously improving these services. Okay, so this is the whole thing for today. Okay, so first of all, let's have a look at this video about the customer service and the importance of the customer service and the feedback, and then we'll move forward. All right. So let's customer service. Why is it important? Can you hear me?
Close your eyes for a second. Think back to the last time you experienced great customer service. Was it at a restaurant with a few friends? Maybe the wait staff was really friendly. Was it at a department?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Store where their knowledge helped you choose exactly what you needed. Or maybe it was after waiting on hold for quite a long time and the associate went out of their way to help you resolve a nagging problem. Thanks for holding. Each of these interactions might only last a few minutes, but within that short time, they can have a huge impact. They can build brand loyalty better than any commercial. They can turn someone's day around. And for people who have chosen to work in customer service, they are extremely gratifying. We've built this course to help you level up your customer service skill set. By the end of this video, I hope you'll have a stronger understanding of what makes for great customer service, as well as a few new tips and tricks that you can start using immediately. At its core, customer service is composed of half a dozen skills and practices that help you address customer needs and foster a positive experience. These skills will help you no matter if you work in a call center, a department store, a restaurant, or really anywhere else. So let's get into them. First, there's the practice of active listening. The difference between plain old listening and active listening is intentionality. Listening becomes active when you prepare yourself to listen, when you really focus on both the verbal and nonverbal language that's being communicated, and when you respond in such a way that makes the speaker feel heard and validated. That's the recipe.
I've got to tell you, I've been transferred to like 5 different customer service agents and I'm getting really frustrated. No one can give me a straight answer about what to do. Imagine how difficult and frustrating that is. I'm really sorry this is happening. Please tell me why you're calling today. Okay, so the tile order arrived and some of my tiles here are broken. So you sent me replacement tiles, but the colors don't match. I guess it's from a different dye lot, whatever that is, but no one ever asked me for that information. Okay. Thank you for explaining that. So it sounds like you've got 2 different tile colors for one job. Do I have that right?
In a customer service scenario, active listening communicates the message, your problem is now my problem. I hear you, let's fix it. Some members of customer service teams often have a cue to help them get into the active listening zone. A call service agent put on their headset, start a new ticket and say, thank you so much for holding, how can I help? A retail team member might turn towards the customer, center their weight, bend both knees, and lean in just a bit. Practice active listening by getting in and out of the mindset. Again, this is a habit that you form with intentionality. Another customer service skill is empathy. Let's be honest, you're not always going to be dealing with people at their best moment. You know, like when a customer unloads on you because something is priced wrong or isn't scanning properly, it's not about you. That customer is just offloading. Got to remember that it's not personal, or else you won't be able to really hear what they have to say. You'll just hear how they're saying it. Maybe you haven't been in their exact situation yourself, but if you try, I bet you can identify with their challenges. And when you can relate to just a sliver of that experience, you empathize. Empathy makes customers feel understood.
Shall I stop at that or continue with this?
It's okay to continue.
Okay.
Don't worry, I got you.
The third critical skill for customer service is the ability to problem solve. Look, you've got to be on your toes. During moments of crisis, you may have a customer who overshares. Their luggage didn't arrive and the flight was late and the car overheated, and this is the 3rd time in 2 years that this has happened. So what do you do? To begin, identify the problem.
What a difficult day. I am so sorry this is happening. So the problem now is that your luggage is missing. Do I have that right?
Next, generate some solutions. Pick the one that works best and get started.
All right, we've got a few different options, but the best approach is to get a trace going. That'll get you reunited with your luggage as fast as possible. Let me start the process.
And finally, evaluate the results, and if appropriate, ask for feedback.
I am so relieved. Your luggage is on the next flight. We'll have it delivered to your hotel by 8 p.m. tonight.
Of course, you can have lots of empathy and problem solving and active listening skills, but if you can't communicate effectively, you're not worth much, at least not to a member of a customer service team. Effective communication is harder than it sounds. It requires having an emotional balance and technical knowledge of the products or services that you provide. It also requires a clear voice, written or oral, that is simultaneously personable and professional. Here are a few ways you can start practicing your effective communication skills right now. To begin, when you're in dialogue with someone, start to include small encouraging comments into what you're saying. Next, wait to respond. Make sure you let the person complete their entire thought before you start to speak. And finally, acknowledge the emotions that the other person is expressing. It might be frustration, excitement, or bewilderment. Let them know that you see it and you recognize it. As a customer service representative, you are often the initial point of contact between a customer and the company, which means you have to know the correct protocol for responding to a ton of different situations. Got a question about an open box return? That gets transferred to the returns department. Got a customer whose account is locked because of non-payment? Well, that goes to the billing department. Got a frustrated customer who is demanding to speak to the manager? Yep, you guessed it. That gets escalated to your manager's queue. To guide your decision-making, most companies will give their customer service team members a flowchart. A flowchart is a diagram that represents different workflows. They might be called step-by-step diagram or maybe a process chart. But regardless of the name, they typically show a series of conditional statements with outlined processes depending on the answer. To be honest, they kind of look like chutes and ladders. Or that's just me. Last but not least, I would definitely recommend that you take the time to learn about the products or services. I can guarantee you that at one point or another, a customer is going to ask which warranty package you think is a better route, whether or not they should buy the sanded or unsanded route, or what the differences are between the synthetic fabric and the cotton blend. Having a baseline knowledge about your products or services will help you address your customers' needs quickly and accurately. So how can you get better at customer service, aside from gaining more experience? I would consider asking for direct feedback from customers, colleagues, and managers. This can help you understand whether or not you're providing a great experience for your customers and what you can do to improve. Remember not to take any negative feedback personally. You are not your work. Your work is your craft. And like any master of craft, your goal is to get better and better. Also, try and track down any customer service evaluation forms or surveys. They may be about you, or they may be more broadly about the store or the products and services. Either way, this feedback will give you a unique perspective compared to what you'll often hear from management or colleagues. And finally, practice, practice, practice your new skills. So that next time you're engaging with a customer, try really bringing your A game. The tip.
Okay. So let's summarize what is she's trying to say about the customer service skills. I think we've done customer service in the past. I think we watched a film on customer service in the past, didn't we? Yeah. So what do you make of this short video? Or what do you think the problems, how can we create a good customer relationship? By listening, first of all, yeah?
And lead with empathy.
I'm sorry?
Lead with empathy.
Empathy.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's the first thing we need to know, or we need to, when we're talking about the customer, we need to listen to the customer, what they're trying to say, right? And we need to know what the problem is. Yeah. So we need to identify the problem. And then we need to really look at the solutions. We need to evaluate our results by getting some feedback, getting some communication from the customer. We must follow some procedures. We must learn about the products that we are talking about or the customer is talking about. And therefore, that's going to give us a good customer relationship. And once we solve the problem, we ask the customers to give us a feedback. And more you do, the more and more better you become. Yeah. So this was the background, or this was the customer service. Are we okay on this? Yeah. Right. So let's look at the further explaining methods used to monitor and measure the customer service. Do you know any methods that are do you have used, or you've come across, or you in your reading, or in experience, for example, the methods that people use to for customer service experience? Have you experienced any customer services feedback or questionnaires, or yeah?
Yes, I feel some.
Mm-hmm. Right. So yeah, go on. You fill the form?
Yeah.
All right, customer. So customer service about the feedback, or you must have, what did you do it for? Any?
University, I think it's assignment for my friends.
Phone your friend?
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense to me. You phoned your friend, or customer assignment, or?
No, they have to make a questions to find out how many people do this thing, how many will do that thing, like that.
All right. Okay. It was research.
Yeah, research.
Okay. So somebody's asked you to fill this form because they want to do some research.
Yeah.
Okay. But is that to do with the customer service though?
Yeah, about hotels and like that.
About the exams?
I think I just.
All right. Okay. Well, when we're talking about if you book a hotel, for example, or if you lost a luggage, or if you don't feel satisfied with your service that you received through a bank, what do? Complain. Yeah. If you bought a jumper, for example, from Marks and Spencer, and you don't like it, what do? You take it back to the customer service and ask them to do something about your complaint, right? And when you complain, they'll say, okay, we'll put in a complaint. They'll either give you a refund or replacement or credit, or something like that. Then they will say, okay, fill this form, and you feel satisfied, you don't feel satisfied. What's your reaction? What's your feeling about our procedures and customer services? Was it good? Was it bad? Something like this. Yeah. So this is the methods we are talking about. Methods used to monitor, checking, measuring customer experience. So you'll go and buy something from Marks and Spencer or Primark, and you don't like the product, you want to change it, or you want to get a refund. So you phone them up, or you go back to the store and give them a receipt, give them the product, and come, tell them this is what you want. Yeah. So people have experienced all this. So one method of measuring a customer service is to complain and fill up a questionnaire, or fill up a survey, or fill up a customer feedback, right? Form, so they will know that you have a complaint. Or so this will they will check how many people complain, how many customers are filling these forms, how many return, and then you provide a comment. And this is one method that can be used as a way of measuring quality, measuring customer service, right? Customer feedback form. Okay. Another one is maybe customer support, for example, the type of support, the help that you will get from customer services, customer support desk, customer people, about your areas, about your issues, about your experiences, right? So you can track customer interaction with customer support team. So this is another method they can use to measure customer service. Okay, they can use say online reviews, for example. Yeah, filling an online review when you buy a phone, for example, or online product, for example. Yeah, when you buy any product, and the people you bought the product from, they will send you an online review, online form, online comment, online a kind of a feedback form. So you fill it and send it back. Yeah. Okay. Maybe mystery shopping, for example. Somebody will phone you. How did the customer service do? For example, mystery shopping means companies are carrying out surveys, but they don't tell you who they're doing it survey for, but they'll tell you what the survey is for, not the company name. It's okay. So mystery shoppers, they phone, or they check from individuals posing as customers and asking their reaction, asking their evaluation, asking their views, asking the customer's experience about particular product. And they collect this data. And when they've collected it, they send it back to the company they are working for, or they're collecting the data for. Yeah, mystery shopper. mystery shopping or mystery shopper they call, right? So this is another method they can use to check the customer service. Okay, employee feedback, and there are other methods that we can use. Employee feedback is, what do you think about particular employees? How did they react with the customer? Did he or she give you good feedback, regular? Was it helpful? Was it to the expectation, the tone and the behavior and the feedback and all sorts of things, right? So they can ask employee feedback, and there are other methods that you can use. So what we're talking about here is, when we are talking about the explaining methods used to monitor, there is no single method to check and measure. How do you measure the customer service? How you measure the customer experience? You can use surveys, you can use questionnaires, you can use interviews, personal interviews, or a team interview, or group interviews, okay, or online interviews, or online reviews, customer feedback, customer support, and collect the data, mystery shopping, employee feedback, customer analysis. So there are many things that you can collect, right, by these methods. Okay, correct? Yeah. So in all is we are talking about the combining different methods to get a feel, to get a total experience, holistic view of the customer experience, overall view of the customer service by different methods, right? By using different methods, using different tactics, using different services, or different types of feedback, okay? And then we collect the data, we look at it, we put it in a table format, or we, put it in a kind of interpretation, or we turn it into percentages, or we turn it into a kind of a pie charts, or a frequency charts, or percentages, and then we tell the public, or we tell the other parties about our service. 95% were satisfied from our service, 22% weren't satisfied, 35 said this, and 45 said this, so on and so forth. Okay, so you can see from you can put them in a pictorial diagrams, you can put them into tabulation, you can put them into a kind of percentages, or however you like. So you can see at a glance your satisfaction or dissatisfaction, and you can improve and judge, for next time. You can evaluate and so on. So okay. Now this leads on us to look at the approaches to improve customer service in particular industry like tourism and hospitality organization. So how we can use this survey to improve, how we can use these methods to improve our services as far as the tourism and hospitality trade is concerned. How can we do this? We can do this by, say, personalized service, i.e., we want to listen to the person when they phone and try and remember their maybe first name, okay? And we can personalize the service, Mr. So-and-so and Miss So-and-so, or Ms., and we can, break the initial barrier by talking personal, by personal name. And so we use welcome message, and we can use a good gesture, and we can use them, soft tones, for example, and experience the to a tailor-made experience rather than a general service, right? So we can use a personalized service. We can in particular trade, because we are talking to people all the time. So this will help boost your customer service, your confidence, as well as recommendations and so on, and the behavior will change. Okay, and another approach we can use to improve our customer experience is to talk with customers or communicate with customers clearly, with timely manner, with we want to listen to them, make sure that we talk to them straightforward and reduce their frustration and encourage them to talk with us so we can help them. Yeah. Efficient check-in and check-out, or staff training and customer service support, feedback, engaging activities, all this, crisis management, local partnership. You can use medias, consistent branding, and so on. So there are lots of different methods where we can enhance our customer experience, right? By staff training, of course, will help by looking at in the video we said, we listened to this. Okay, you know about the problem of the customer, so we personalize the problem, and we must know the procedures and policies of the company. We must know about the product. We must improve ourselves by continuous staff development or continuous training and empowering ourselves so that we know everything about establishing good relationship with the customers. And we need to sort of communicate clearly with the customers. We want to make sure that we tell them exactly what we've done, we've solved the issue, and how we're going to compensate them, or how we're going to engage with them after we've solved the issue, right? Ask their experience, ask their reviews, ask their feedback, and so on. All right. So this is all about keeping the customer happy, keeping the customer relationship management going. We must kind of have kind of a plan. For example, once they've solved the problem, what are we going to do afterwards? Is there a plan? Customer plan, or customer crisis plan, or crisis management plan, or is there a local partnership, i.e. the local businesses, are they there to offer help to customers, or attract them, or collaborate with them? Is there a loyalty program? Is there a kind of a compensation or special compensation package for these guys? Or is there any kind of a visitor program? You visit the customers, or you engage with them, or you ask them on how do we engage them, in other words, through different medias, social medias, and engage with customers through updates and inquiries, or emails, or news desk, or news updates, and so on. Okay, so these are the type of things that we must recommend, or we must do to improve our customer service in this trade. Okay, there's no end, there's no one package, or there's no one measure we can. So you need to look at different measures. Okay, so to in summarizing this particular issue, so what we can say, every organization is different, and every organization is there to meet the needs of the customers, meet the needs and requirements of your audience, or your customers, or your people who are you dealing with, or the people they are dealing with you. So make sure that you are collecting their data, checking the results, monitoring, giving them feedback, and looking at your own regular performance, and improving your own performance through training, through updating materials, through looking through the policies, procedures, and so on. Okay, making sure that you are knowledgeable enough to solve the issue. Okay, so this is a very quick glance through the customer relationship management on LO4. Understand how effectively monitor and communicate level of customer service. So this is pretty straightforward. There's only two what you call them learning assessment criteria, which is 4.1 and 4.2. So the 4.1 was the methods we can use to measure and monitor performance or customer experiences, and the second one was to recommend some kind of approaches to improve customer services in the tourist or hospitality trade. And we said in the first one, is we can use, in the first one, we can use key performance indicators and feedbacks and customer support and, kind of online reviews and social media monitoring. And the second one, which was the 4.2, the recommending approaches, there are not 100% recommendation, but these are some of the methods you can use in enhancing CRM, like using personalized service or enhancing communication through online messages or emails or updates, or checking customer feedback, monitoring them, giving them personalized feedback, or engaging them, or using workshops or updates and training and monitoring and providing around the clock customer support, for example, addressing the needs and requirements of the customers through live chat or social media or SMS and so on. So there are regular feedbacks you can provide them. Okay, so this is the thing we looked at. So only and we can provide, of course, special loyalty and packages to our customers to make sure that they stay with us and they provide us a good value. Okay, so this is a very short, very quick run on LO4 today. Okay, any question? Okay.
No.
Pretty straightforward and very quick. There is only 2 learning outcomes, and it's all about the customer. And we watched a YouTube video on customer relationship management as well. So you can have a look at that, and you can do further reading on this particular subject through referring to different references, right? There are some e-references there. You can look. There are further reading journals, and you can browse through your Moodle account and see if there are any issues, and if you have any questions or any problems, then let us know. Okay, so you need to do a bit of a reading. Next lesson we will look at your assignment, and then you will have 2 weeks to submit the assignment from the date of completion. All right. Okay, anything?
No.
Are you pretty sure?
Yeah,
See, it was quite a run through, quite straightforward. Okay, and we only took about half an hour, 35 minutes to do that. All right. So shall we call it a day?
Okay, have a good day. Bye.
See you tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay, same time, same place. See you tomorrow. Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you for joining. Bye-bye.
Bye.